Nestled at the foot of old mountains, the town of Ravens Hollow was once a calm place where life went unpredictably. But an eerie change happened when an unnatural quiet settled over the town, and strange things began to happen, breaking the peacefulness. It all started with whispers, people feeling uneasy, talking about odd happenings. The folks in town shared worried looks, thinking it was just their minds playing tricks. But soon, things got stranger. First were weird shadows. In the daytime, long shapes moved on their own, making strange figures on the streets. People couldn't ignore the strange dance happening right in front of them. Then came strange sounds. Ghostly whispers filled the quietest places in Ravens Hollow, voices that didn't belong to anyone yet felt oddly familiar. The town, once quiet, now hummed with an uncomfortable energy, with footsteps heard in empty alleys even when no one was around. As the strange things got worse, the townsfolk gathered in small groups, looking scared. Objects floated in the air for no reason, and see-through figures appeared briefly in windows, their faces hidden by a misty haze. The once calm town square turned into a stage for things that couldn't be explained. The Ravens Hollow Inn, the town's safe place, became a hotspot for the bizarre. Guests talked about lights flickering, seeing ghostly figures in mirrors, and feeling like they were being watched all the time. The innkeeper, an old lady named Agatha, spoke about a darkness that had come to the town, an old force waking up. Desperation took hold of the townspeople. They went to Professor Elias Grayson, a local history expert, for answers. The professor, knowing a lot about the town's past, reluctantly looked into the records. He found an old story, a deal made by the town's founders with some outside force for good times. The cost piece for a whole generation. The people, now facing the results of their ancestors' choices, felt a growing fear. The streets, once steady, now seemed to change like a jigsaw puzzle, rearranging themselves as if following some scary plan. One night, a brave group gathered in the town square, carrying candles and symbols of safety. As the clock struck midnight, a freezing wind blew out the candles, turning the square dark. In that moment, a scary figure appeared at the square, a shadowy thing with glowing eyes that looked into people's souls. It spoke with a voice full of echoes from the past, telling the people about the price of the forgotten deal. Listening in fear, the people heard the entity ask for a sacrifice, a soul to feed the old hunger that flowed through Ravens Hollow. As the chilling words echoed, the figure vanished into the dark, leaving the people to deal with an impossible choice. Faced with the scary truth that their town was built on a deal with something not from this world, the people accepted what had to happen. In a sad ceremony, they chose someone willing to sacrifice themselves, hoping it would bring back the calm to Ravens Hollow. As the sacrifice was made, a deep quiet settled over the town. The shadows stopped dancing, the whispers faded away, and the weird things that bothered Ravens Hollow disappeared into the night. The town, now heavy with its past, moved from the strange happenings. The streets, once full of ghostly figures, went back to normal, but the memory of the odd and unexplainable stayed, like a faint echo carried by the winds from the old mountains, holding the secrets of Ravens Hollow.